Hey guys, what's going on? John Haddock here with Think About Comics. And I'm going to talk about Marauders #1. Great book, just came out this past week. It's the latest X-Men title. And this book cured my worries of what I thought Marvel was going to be doing with these X-Men books. And it goes to show you that they're really taking their time with these titles for now, and they're showing you how, hey, each title is going to be its own thing and set up new storylines without conflicting with one another. Because one thing I was worried about with these X-Men books was that we're going to see kind of the same characters overlapping into different titles, which we're kind of going to see because they want, the big name characters in these books because, if you like Storm's in a couple extra books, you're going to buy that book because of that. Same thing with Wolverine, Cyclops, so on and so forth. What this book sets up is it breaks away from what we've seen in House and Power and X-Men 1, where we see life on Kokoro and how the mutants are living and how they're forming their own government and what they're own set up to do. It breaks away from all that completely and says, hey, look, Marauders is going to be its own book. It's going to have elements of those books because it's set with the X-Men universe, but it's going to say, hey, look, we're doing our own thing. We got our own characters and we can hold the line without Charles, Magneto. They ain't even in this book, and it works perfectly. We got Kitty Pryde. She is the leader that I think Marvel's really been trying to make her be. We saw that with X-Men Gold. I just didn't believe her as that leader in those titles. In this title, she owns it. She is the X-Men leader that they need for the Marauders group. And they set up an interesting storyline to where with the portals, where they've been opened all over the world, some governments aren't, as welcoming to mutants as the others have been. And they kind of like quarantine those areas, set up like government, soldiers and anti-mutant weapons and anti-mutant like bioweapons to like stop them from joining the other mutants on Kokoro. So basically the concept of the Marauders, from what we're going to see, is they're going to be handling that. They're going to be traveling around the world because Kitty can't use the gate, and we still haven't found out why. And they're going to be breaking down, hey, look, why can't Kitty Pryde use the gate? And they're taking that concept of her sailing around the world with, Iceman, Storm. I think, Bishop's going to be probably a figurehead in this book because he's like... he's in a different part of the world handling another mutant problem. So I think he's going to get linked up with the team in the issues to come. But it's her fighting. It's Kitty Pryde and Iceman and Pyro fighting soldiers, freeing some mutants and going on. And we get to see Emma Frost in kind of a role that most people probably saw coming. She's going to be like a behind-the-scenes kind of person. She's not the leader of the Marauders, but she's more like the handler. Like she's the one going to be giving them assignments and giving them briefs on what to do, kind of like what Charles is to the previous X-Men team, except instead of Cyclops being the lead field guy, Kitty Pryde's going to be the field leader, and it works great. The art is fantastic. We really get to see Kitty Pryde be badass, and it's kind of, she's one of those characters, she just runs through walls and things phase through her. She uses that to her advantage in a way that I really haven't seen before. And they capitalize on just how much of a fighting force she can be. I mean, we see Iceman doing the same old Iceman stuff. We get to see Pyro have some fun with the dragon that she's with. So Marauders is definitely that book. If you haven't gotten it already, go somewhere, find it, read it. You won't be disappointed. It's definitely a must grab. I'm definitely going to be picking it up when it comes out next month. I really hope the other X-Men titles follow that break of going, hey, look, the main X-Men book's doing this. We're going to do this. Excalibur comes out, this Wednesday. Hopefully they do something different, and then hopefully X-Force, Fallen Angels take note and become their own title. I really hope we don't see what we've seen in the past with X-Men titles where there's a lot of overlapping and they kind of just become the same book with the same storyline where we're going to be seeing it every single week. Right now, that doesn't feel like the case at all. There's definitely a totally different feel from reading, Powers of X, and then you read X-Men. And then you have a totally different feel from all those previous books when you read Marauders. Like I said, I can't stress that. I hope they keep that up. Great book, great art, good action, great plot story. It's setting up, I think, some really great, interesting things on what we can see from the future from this title. That's it for me, guys. Give a like, give a subscribe, get this book, read it. Stay tuned for more stuff. Support your local comic book stop.